medical marijuana dispensaries owned by people outside the city.
Yes.
If they want a recreational license, they've got to first get 40 Detroiters with recreational licenses. And so what that means is there are going to be folks who are going to be willing to say, I'm going to be a 49% partner with the Detroiter who's 51%. And this can't be a sham. It has to be a real thing. You've got to own 51%. You've got to have management control of the company. But there are absolutely suburban partners out there looking for Detroit partners, or they're going to be 2 years waiting in line. And so maybe Tanisha can get you the links on that. But the process is starting right now. And the process is going to start with getting certified as a Detroiter. As a Detroiter means you lived in the city for the last year, and I think it's 12 of the last 15 years, something like that. Do you qualify on that kind of thing? You've been living in the city?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been in the city for over 20 years now.
Okay, so you are going to be a legacy Detroiter, and if you've got a credible plan to get into the business, there's going to be people out there looking to partner with you to jumpstart you. Now, if you can come up with your own financing, you can own 100%, but you may want to take a 49% partner, depending on your deal, and we'd like to show you what both those options are.
That'll be great. Yes. We're already forming the company. It's called Paradise Valley Cannabis. And we're just working on the process to go to pre-qualification one. We already have the business formed and everything right now.
Oh, good. So you started the pre-qualification at the state.
Yes.
That's great. Well, you're on the right track, and you should move because there's going to be a lot of demand for Detroiters. And are you thinking a dispensary, a grow facility? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking a recreational dispensary.
Okay. So this is your shot right now. This is your time.
Okay. Definitely. I would appreciate all the resources that you can provide for me. That would be great.
Yeah. I've had, for example, Calvin Johnson's been in my office. And he lives in Northville, so he doesn't qualify. So he's going to be looking for Detroit partners. It's really interesting to see all the folks who are in this, but there's opportunities out there.
Yes. Me and my partners are very excited about entering into the industry.
Good.
Yes, we'll get you connected with Tanisha. We'll get our contact information as soon as all of this is over. Any more questions? Asia, Nate, and Sincere?
Okay, I had two questions. One, do you know when the ban for evictions will be lifted? Because I know due to COVID, they kind of kept, extended it. And the other question is, I sent the packet to the city back in August, and I saw that it was signed for and accepted. And this was in regards to getting my taxes I think it was either attested or waived, because it was something that's going on in my zip code to where our neighborhood got overtaxed. And I forgot the name of the program, but either way it go, I sent my packet in August, and I haven't heard anything since then.
Yeah, I'm not sure that package they sent you was an official government package.
Well, no, I sent it to the city, with all my forms, all my documents and everything.
Yeah.
Was it the property tax exemption application, the HP tap?
Yeah, I think so, because they were walking around our neighborhood, because I'm in 48214 Island View, and they were putting the little stickers on our door, and they hey, call this number. So I went and met with the lady. I forgot the name of her office.
Units forward from Mac Development, Edith?
Yep, Edith.
Okay, so I can get your information from Kaya. The great thing is that the Board of Review had 20% more property tax exemptions this year than previous, but what that means is a lot more work. So they're diligently going through them, but we can get you an update on your status.
Okay, thank you very much.
Chelsea will get you that information. That's
Absolutely.
Great.
So, Mr. Mayor, we had you for an hour. Do you have time for the last three questions?
One last question, then I got to jump off, but I know you're in good hands here.
Okay, so I'm going to give it to Mr. Calvin McGee. We haven't heard from you. And then Nate and Aisha will definitely be in connecting. You got my cell number, and we'll do that. So, Mr. Calvin.
Thank you.
How are you doing? I do apologize. I'm late to the party, so I have a question. I hope it hasn't already been answered. But basically, A little bit of background is I bought a lot of houses from the Detroit Land Bank. I have probably one of the first videos is how to buy $1,000 house in Detroit. You can find it on the YouTube channel. But I purchased a lot of land on the east side of Detroit, and I'm trying to find a program where I can get some of our homeless off the street and house some of our homeless veterans. And I wanted to know, do we have any programs in the city where I can get some funding to build something on there just to get, because it just kind of breaks my heart when I drive down to my city and I see these people on the side of the streets and I'm, giving them whatever I have out of my pockets. So I want to try to get some type of housing for them. And I utilize everything I have paid for, I paid out of my own pocket. I work a 9 to 5 and I purchased a lot of land and stuff in the city. I just want to build on it to get our homeless off the street. So do we have anything for any type of programs or anything?
We talked about it a little bit before as far as the competition. We're building hundreds of units for permanent supportive housing for the formerly homeless. But the people who are building them, it's cots, it's big operations who are building 100, 200 units. And it's a very tough statewide competition for the money. And the biggest factor is what's your history in doing it. So Tanisha, I'm sure, can get you the information, but it's going to be a slow process. It's going to be a tough competition. My guess is of all the things you could do, that's probably the one that's going to frustrate you the most and take you the longest.
I'm very resourceful. So is it one of those things where you think if I take just my own money and get the ball rolling and then into these like yourself in the city sees this happen, maybe,
I don't. So what happens is the feds allocate this money in competitions where they pay X amount per month, either for short-term shelters or I don't really like the short-term shelters. They kick you out in the morning and then you start all over again. We're building lots of permanent supportive housing where people stay 6-9 months. They get help with addiction issues. They get help with mental health issues. They get help with resumes and starting a job. But those are expensive to run, to pay the entire rent and pay those services. And so they're very tough competition. So I would say if you started off on your own, your chances of succeeding probably aren't very good. You'd probably be doing more good renovating some houses and renting them out at the low end of market. Is my guess is you probably do more good faster. That's just a guess, but you might be the one in a million.
Doing it, yeah, I'm actually doing it now. I actually started on a 4-unit building, Midtown, and that's the goal to house homeless vets. That's what that's going to be for.
Then we need to show you what the process is, because if you're starting at 4 units, you're going to be somebody in the future who's going to be able to compete for that. So we need to get you up to speed. So Tanisha, maybe you can hook Calvin up with the people at our HRD department and show him how that process works. And the folks who are running the big operations now started with 4-unit buildings. That's exactly how they started out.
Oh wow! Thank you so much.
Before you go, Mayor, I want Lamont Bradley to ask a question that you had.
Definitely. Really quick, did he leave us already? Gone. Okay, but everybody else still here, Kaya and Carla, Miss Williamson. So basically what I was hearing from all of this is, there's not a lot of funding available, and we get that, but I really believe in us. I believe in what we're capable of doing. So I was trying to find out, is there any way for us to have some type of pathway to other resources like parks and recreation so that, maybe we can do our own fundraising. I think we can fund ourselves so that we can make bigger purchases and grab more homes at a time and fund them. Because I think that's the only thing that's really stopping us right now is being able to raise them type of funds to get things in order fast enough to throw up the things we need inside of the home. So like if we can maybe find someone, a liaison or something like that to, barter that type of relationship, I think that'll help us and get us started so that we can have these in district inside of where we at, so we can have these type of conversations and and host different venues like movie nights and things like that. I mean, because we're a bunch of creators, and I know we're capable of doing it. It's just now that we got your ears, like maybe if you can point us in the right direction or somewhere for us to be able to talk to somebody, say, hey, can we, get this the school after this hour or whatever. I know DPD. I didn't quite understand the relationship there, but is there any way for us to get that going or something like that, so that we can do our own fundraising like that?
So the first thing I would say is absolutely. And I just want to commend everybody on the phone today. As the mayor said, this is his first house meeting or house party since the pandemic. And we just appreciate it. You had questions, you had a vision, you were able to speak your vision. And as you heard him speak it right into existence. So we appreciate that. And those are the kind of things we like to hear, so we know the momentum that we can go with your vision. I shared that pathways to home ownership, not just as persons that are trying to purchase their first home to live in or trying to purchase a home in order to become an entrepreneur, but pathways to home ownership is kind of inclusive of everything you just said. If there are a group of individuals that are ready to come together, then that's the day we talk about property and vacant lots and what's out there.